In this lesson we're going to look at the quantity of pressure. Now pressure is something which relates force and area. Specifically it relates the force applied by a solid, liquid or gas at a particular surface to the area of contact with that surface. Now in this lesson and the next lesson we'll be looking at the pressure applied by solids, and in the lesson after that we'll look at the pressure applied by fluids, that's to say liquids or gases. So first of all what we say is that the pressure is equal to the force exerted by a solid divided by the area of contact. So we can write pressure is equal to F divided by A, where force is measured in newtons and the area in this particular case is measured in meters squared. So we can say that the unit for pressure is the Newton per meter squared. Now this is also known as the Pascal, okay? After the French scientist Blaise Pascal, who did a lot of work with pressure. So 100 newtons per meter squared equals, for example, 100 pascals. Okay, so just to help us understand this, let's take an example. For example, we have a brick. Suppose we have a brick here which has a mass of 1 kilogram. Now it's sitting on a surface, and so it exerts a force on that surface equal to its weight, and its weight is equal to its mass multiplied by force due to gravity, which in this case we will treat as 10 newtons per kilogram, and so we can say that the force applied by this brick on the surface is 10 newtons. Now then, supposing that the width of the brick is 5 centimeters and its length is 10 centimeters, then we need to know what the area of contact is to calculate the pressure. So what I want to point out here is this quite often happens in problems connected with pressure, is you'll get mixtures of units. We note that in our definition of pressure we're using the meters squared for area, so that means we should first convert the units from centimeters into meters. So we're going to do that. So the length of this brick is 0.1 meter and its width is equal to 0.05 meters. Therefore its area is equal to 0.1 multiplied by 0.05, which equals 0.005 meter squared. Okay. Now we can now substitute these values into our formula for pressure, remembering that the pressure is equal to the force, which is 10 newtons, divided by the area, which is 0.005 meters squared, which gives us 2000 newtons per meter squared, or 2000 pascals. So you can see here that's only a brick, and that's producing a pressure of 2000 newtons per meter squared. So we tend to deal with quite large numbers when we're talking about pressures. Now in the next lesson I'm going to talk more qualitatively about pressure. We're going to look at situations where pressure is wanted, and we're going to look at situations where pressure is not wanted.